Just set the scene for us quickly. We were on the line with you a little bit earlier, but we couldn't really see the pictures. I see thousands, it looks like, of people behind you. Just set the scene for us.
Well, I tell you, hundreds of journalists still camped outside here at the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria, waiting for Oscar Pistorius to arrive. No sign of him at this stage, but we did see his brother and sister, Carl and Amy Pistorius, arrive just a bit earlier, and so did Riva Steenkamp's mother, June, who also arrived here to a lot of clicking cameras and quite a media scrum, as you saw during our previous crossing, Eben. But we're waiting for Oscar Pistorius to arrive at the moment. We're not sure at this stage which entrance he's going to use. When I spoke to the Metro Police and tried to suss out from the South African Police Service as well which entrance he might use, well, they were saying there's no special treatment that is allowed, so there's speculation that Oscar Pistorius will arrive exactly here towards my left and might even use the other entrance to the court. But we've got both those ends covered, and as soon as Oscar Pistorius arrives, you will know, Eben. But I'm going to chat now, as I indicated during our earlier crossings, that we will talk to several criminal law and forensic experts who will talk the SABC and our viewers through this case and basically talk us through all the legal jargon that we'll be hearing, and also to unpack for us what are some of the meaning of some of the things that are being said inside the court. Now, joining me now is Karen van Eck. She specializes in litigation, including criminal law. Karen, she has extensive experience in this field. Karen, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I think the perfect place to start is what is the expectation of what will unfold in this court today?
Well, I believe that they're only going to swear in the assessors, whom we don't know who it is yet. Then they will lay the charge in front of Mr. Pistorius, and then he will be asked to plead on that. And if we get that far, and I'm sure we will, the prosecution will start with the opening statements, and just to, inform the court of what it is exactly that they want to come and prove at this trial.
When we talk about what this case will be fought on from this point until the end of the trial, we've got to take a look at or take into account two aspects. One of a criminal act and one of the criminal intent, the two elements of crime. Just talk us a bit through that and what the expectation is relating to that.
Well, definitely this trial will circle around the intent of the accused. Basically, the reason for that would be that the charge of murder is the intentional wrongful killing of another person. So his intent is very important. If he still comes with the excuse or the defence that he had at the bail application, his intent will also be important there. So the intent is the paramount indication of if he's going to be guilty of murder or not.
There's a lot of speculation now about whether Oscar Pistorius will take the stand or not. Does he have the right to silence? Can Oscar Pistorius decide not to take the stand?
Definitely. Every accused has the constitutional right to not testify in their matter. But I think it's premature to speculate on whether he will, just because of the reason that his legal team will first have a look at what the prosecution comes and say to the court and what they have been proven to the court. And I'm sure that they will advise him to, in the end, testify. But they will have a look at the end of the prosecution's case.
Now, this trial has been, there have been several comparisons made to that of the disgraced US football star O.J. Simpson. Many people saying it's South Africa's own O.J. Simpson trial. So, there are about 107 witnesses who are expected to take the stand here. There weren't as many in the O.J. Simpson trial. Now, 3 weeks have been set aside for this trial to be completed. Do you think it will be completed in 3 weeks?
I don't think it's going to be completed in 3 weeks. The 107 witnesses is only the prosecution's list of witnesses, so we're not sure at this stage what the defence are going to do and how many witnesses they would want to call. And I don't think that 3 weeks is enough time for that. But we must also remember they don't have to call each and every witness on the witness list. As the case progresses and as they see what he pleads, they can decide on what the game plan is and how many of those which witnesses they want to call.
Karen, Karen, I want to talk about what the law says. What does the law state? Let's say, for example, you find yourself, or Oscar Pistorius says he thought that there was an intruder in his home. What does the law state about a situation like that? If you find yourself in a situation where you think somebody is in the house, what should you do? What does the law particularly state about? I mean, Oscar has put his case forward and says he thought Reva Steenkamp was an intruder. What does the law state exactly?
Well, everybody definitely has the right to self-defense and to protect their interest, be that their own life, another person's life, or even their assets. And in this matter, that is definitely a defense that he can raise. But the law also states that in the event that you want to raise that defense, you must also show that you did the least possible harm to the other person to protect those interests. So, for instance, they will look at was it possible for you to run away? Now, this was in his own home, so that would not be expected of him. But they will look at what would the reasonable person have done in those same circumstances. Would they have done something different? Would they have maybe taken other steps to prevent the defense or to prevent the incrimination on themselves?
All right, Karen, we'll come back to you in much later crossings here on SABC News. That is Karen van Eck, who specializes in litigation, including criminal law. She's one of the experts who will speak to the SABC throughout the course of the day to unpack what will be taking place at the trial as it gets underway now at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Chriselda Lewis. That's Chriselda Lewis right on the spot there outside the High Court. You can see there's lots of goings on outside the court, hundreds and hundreds of media all over the place. Let's take a look at what's been happening.